everybody, it's Deb here with Creative Life. Thanks for joining me today. And today I have a fun layout that we're going to do with the new scrapbooking kit for July from Jolie. Now this paper is called Touch of Nostalgia. It is by Friends and Craft O'Clock. And so we're going to be using a couple of sheets. Well, actually, we're going to be using 4 of these sheets to create a couple of layouts that are going to be spectacular. And we're going to be using some of these flowers. We're going to be using this beautiful heart chipboard piece. You get 2 pieces in here, but we're just going to be using 1, I think. And then here, we're going to be using a couple of these beautiful little resin pieces. So, as well as the beautiful lace that comes in the kit. So, all right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for these layouts, I went ahead and chose this one with the lace on the back of it. The front looks like this, and it's the wood plank. It's so pretty, but I decided to use the lace piece, and that is going to go on top of this one right here. And this one has the flowers up on top. It's got some script writing in through here, and you have this nice middle piece here for a nice little layout. I just thought that was really pretty. And then for the second one, page 2 that we're going to be doing is this piece here with the beautiful, like I would say like it's like turquoise kind of color. It's really pretty. And then on the back it's got the chevrons. So this is going to be kind of like this isn't going to be your base, but it's going to be kind of like a matte. Okay, same thing with the other peach color. And then this is going to be our base, and I just thought this was pretty. It really goes well with this one here, and they kind of like flow with the flowers, and also they're just so pretty. I love the fact that they both have the same kind of background, and they both have like a white script on here. So it really coordinates well with each other. So those are the 4 pieces we're going to be using, as well as some white cardstock. Now I'm using some 12 by 12 white cardstock for my mats, and these are where my pictures are going to go on top of. Okay, so I will be cutting that up, and it is a 12 by 12. Okay, if you have 8 by half by 11, you can definitely use that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these prepped, and I'll be right back. Okay, so to get started on our first page, what we're going to do is you're going to need 2 pieces that are 1 by 4 inch, and you're going to score it down the middle and fold this. Okay, now this is going to be a hinge that we're going to use, and then you're going to need 2 pieces that are 4 by 4, 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 4.5, and then you're going to need 2 pieces that are 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, now these are going to be our mats, so they're going to lay down on here like this. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to use these hinges. Next, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 3 by 3 by 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then 2 pieces that are 4 by 4 and 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so let's go ahead, and we're going to place our, go ahead and adhere down your mats. So we're going to do that. So I think I mentioned this later on, and that is that I decided to go ahead and add like a flap to this. So you can actually, once we get done with this layout, you can actually put this in a frame, or you can still put it in your scrapbook. And then when you put it into the sleeve, you'll cut around your little mats here. Okay, so you'll just cut the plastic around the mat, so that way your door opens and closes. And once I put these in a mat, or if I put these into a scrapbook, I will definitely show you how to do that. Okay, so next what I did is I took those hinges that we did at 1 inch by 4, and I'm placing those on the inside of the larger piece of the mat on the back side. Okay, and then you're going to place the smaller piece, that is the craft paper, on the inside of that flap, so that way it doesn't show on the inside when you open it up. So it's going to be on the back. Okay. Okay, so I went ahead and I added the hinge, and then I'm putting on the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece on top of the inside flap of that hinge. Okay, and the reason being is because this piece is actually going to be glued down. Okay, before we lay this down, we do need to add our magnet. So what we're going to do is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to place these on here. These are going to be on here just like this. Okay, so just like that. And we're going to go ahead and place down a couple of magnets, and I'm just going to grab my magnets. Okay, so to add your magnets, what you're going to do is once you get this piece on the inside of your scored 1 by 4 inch strip, okay, because it's going to open up like this. This piece back here is going to be attached to here. So when you open it, you'll be able to put a picture here and here. So what you're going to do is we're going to lay these down. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this right here like that. I'm going to lay my other one up on top of there and peel off my little strip there. Go ahead and attach that, and there we go. Okay, and for the inside, so now what I can do is I can go ahead and lay this down here. This is the 4 by 4 piece, and this is the 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece. And then I went ahead and cut out a 4 by 4 piece. Or no, I'm sorry, a 4 by 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 piece. Okay, it's the same size as this pattern piece behind the white here. So that will lay on the inside here. Now, if you want to put a mat there, you can. I just thought it looked pretty without a mat, so I'm just going to leave mine like this. So I'm going to go ahead and place this on and just mat everything down. I have to say that this paper is just gorgeous, and if you haven't seen it yet, I will put the reveal video here for you and you can check it out. But I'm telling you, this paper is just absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to do more projects with it. And we have our card kit as well, which is absolutely gorgeous, and you get tons of stuff in there. So okay, so here I am matting the final piece down, and now we're going to go ahead and burnish everything in. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put double tape on the back of each one of these, and you're going to do this for both of these mats. Okay, so both of these mats are going to open up like that, and I can't wait to show you guys. I think it's going to be so cool. Okay, all right, so now we're ready to lay down our pieces, and so I'm just going to go ahead and peel off this tape here. There we go. And you can add glue if you want to. I usually add glue just for some extra support there, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I've been doing it for a while now, and I do like adding a little bit of extra glue. I just feel like it gives a little bit of added support. So here I'm going to go ahead and place this here. I want to make sure that I have them lined up right. I think I do. Let's see here. Just scoot this over just a bit. Make sure it's straight on there. And it looks like it's pretty straight. There we go. Open that up. And voila, you guys, look at how cute that is. And you can put a picture here, here, and on the inside there if you want to. So, I'm so excited. So pretty. And I'm going to put this down. I think this is about right there. Okay. All right. All right. So here's that. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to open that up and burnish this down really good. And now you can go ahead and we can decorate this. So cute. Love it. So pretty. I love it. Okay. So now we can go ahead and we can decorate this. Okay, so for our sentiment, what I did is I found, we have this sentiment that was in one of the kits. I think if I find the kit, and I can't remember which kit it was in, but it did come in with one of the mixed media kits. And if it is still available, I'll link it down below for you. But I thought that these would be super cute here. This one says timeless. And then I found one that says laugh and smile. And so I thought that these would be really nice to kind of just lay out on our, on our layout here. And so I'm going to go ahead and put them like this, but I'm actually going to kind of spread them out. Not sure if I'm going to put them up here, or I'm thinking around the flowers here is where I'm going to put them. And I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to cut those out, and I'm also going to back them up so they kind of stand out a little bit. I might go ahead and back them up with some of this, and then maybe use, I don't know if I'll use the peach or some more of the turquoise, because I do want these to stand out. So I might just go ahead and use some more of the turquoise pieces, maybe the dark turquoise with that, so that way they stand out a bit more. But I think that that would look really nice. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut those out, mat those down. Down here, I just laid this out. Now this is actually laying on top of these flowers here, and I really did not want to cover these up. But if you look in your packages, the flowers kind of like lay right on top of these perfectly. So I thought, why not go ahead and use them, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to put these on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one here, and I might go ahead and bring in, we have this one here. So pretty. I love it. And I'm just going to follow the pattern that they've got here. And I mean, why not? So it's kind of already coordinated for you. So I thought, what, why not do that? So I'm just going to go ahead and lay my flowers down. So I'm just kind of spreading my glue all over. I want to get it nice and sticky in there so that these flowers lay down. And this layout, you can definitely put, now a lot of people put these in frames, or you can put them in your scrapbook kit, or your scrapbook, so you could definitely do that. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to place this down here. So I'm just going to run some glue along this piece here, and I'm going to lay it right under there. Now the tricky thing is that you do, if you're going to place this in your scrapbook, you do have to account for the bulkiness of your flowers. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down right here. I think that looks really good, and I love the way that it comes out on top of this piece here. Even though it opens, I guess you'll have to be a little bit careful about that, but I love how things overlay, and I might have to cut that. Oh no, let's see here. See if I can get that under there. I had it under there before, and so it is kind of touching that, but not as much as it was. And I'm fine with that because I don't want it to interfere with the opening of that little door. So, okay, I just think this looks so cute. So we've got our chipboard hearts here. And so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this one out, put this in between here maybe, and then we'll have our words. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this real quick. So there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and might go ahead and just stick that. You know what? I might use the small one, you guys, because that one's pretty big. Okay. We will figure it out. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. So I know I cut this one piece up, but it wasn't working the way that I wanted it to. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one. Now again, you get 2 pieces of chipboard in your kit. And so I'm going to go ahead and add that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and place this timeless across this heart. I'm going to place the laugh right here on this heart, and then the smile is going to go right across like this on that heart. And I think that looks so pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the chipboard look of the heart. And yes, I think that looks really pretty. And so I think what I might do is I might go ahead and grab some vintage ink and kind of go over it just a tad so it does give some color and stand out just a bit. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here I grabbed my vintage photo ink and just went around the chipboard piece. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place this up on top of those little flowers there. Again, I didn't want to cover up any of the flowers, but I just really liked the design that I had in my head, so I went ahead and did that. So I did opt for this whole piece of chipboard versus the one that we cut in half, just because it fit better in that corner area. And then I'm going to take these words that I had that I backed up with some cardstock and place that on top. Alrighty, so there we go. And I think that looks so pretty. I absolutely love the simplicity of this, and I hope you all like it too. And we have extra areas for some photos, and I just think that this looks so pretty. So let's move on to our next one. Okay, so for our second layout, what you're going to need is you're going to need to pick out some pattern paper and then one for your base, okay? And this is going to be from your kit of the scrapbooking kit for July. And you're going to need to cut one piece that is 2 1/4, okay, by 10 3/4. So again, 2 1/4 by 10 3/4. Then you're going to need to cut a piece that is 2 1/2 by 11. Okay, and again, I decided to go ahead and go with the craft colored paper. And then you're going to need, for your picture mat, you need 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then cut a piece of cardstock at 7.5 by 5. Okay, this is going to be your photo mat, and that's going to pop up there just like that. And what you can do is you can go ahead and you can put 2 pieces of your photos on here side by side, or you can put one large one. Next, you're going to cut one piece that is 7 3/4 by 8 1/4, and you're going to cut another piece that is 8 by 8 1/2. And these are going to sit on top of each other like this. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down real quick. Okay, so here I am grabbing the pattern paper, and I'm going to go ahead and mat that on top of my craft cardstock. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to mat the other ones down. Now here I was having some issues matting this down. I don't know what my problem was, but I just kept having to pull it off and put it back on. And I did that a few times, so yes, I'm showing you guys my mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake. I just couldn't get it on there straight. I don't know why it was giving me issues. So, okay, I finally got it on there and it's good. So now I'm just burnishing it down, and I'm going to go ahead and mat the other everything else down. So here is the photo mat, just placing some glue on there, and you can use tape if you want to. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to do, and you're just going to go ahead and burnish them down. Now this piece is going to sit on top of the larger piece, and it's going to sit just like that, just like a little window, so to speak. Now I did get this inspiration from Pinterest, and I just loved how they had their layout. However, they used different paper, of course, and I did change it up a bit. This layout does not look exactly like their layout, and that's one thing that I love to do, is I love to take inspiration and then turn it into my own. Okay, so now that we have our mats on, we're going to go ahead and glue down this piece here. And here I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put glue on the back of here. And you can add your tape if you want to. It's up to you, and your glue. I'm just going to go do glue for right now. And I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to put it in the middle. So I'm going to try to get right in the middle here and put this down here. Okay, all right. So next we're going to go ahead and we're going to place this across at the bottom, just like this. Okay, so that is going to go like that. So with this strip, you're just going to go ahead and place your glue on, or your tape, and then you're going to go ahead and set this right underneath that white area for your photo mat, okay? And it's just going to go straight across, okay? So the next thing I saw was this piece right here in the paper collection, and I'm going to try to fussy cut this out because I want it to lay on here. It is just so gorgeous, and so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and then I'll be back. So I started cutting out this piece, and I just wanted to come back on and say that I am leaving a little tiny border around some of the edges here. And what you could do is you could actually do like a, you know, just kind of cut it a little bit out, and then you could, now I'm not getting all of the leaves on here, I'm only going to get some of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut like around this. It'll make it so much easier to cut out. Now you don't have to do this part if you don't want to. I just thought this piece was absolutely gorgeous, and so I was like, I wanted to go ahead and try to cut this out and put this on here. Now you don't have to, like I said, cut it as good as what I'm cutting it, really kind of leaving a little tiny border around everything. But you can, cut it like this, or, just kind of get it as close as you want to. I just think that this piece is just so gorgeous, and so I had to have it. I had to have it. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and continue cutting. Now, if you don't fussy cut, I understand. I mean, a lot of people don't like to fussy cut. I like fussy cutting. I think it's kind of, I don't know, and relaxing to me. I like, I like it. And so, but if you don't worry about it. Use your flowers, use something else. If you want to put something else on there, you can more than welcome do that. And then if you haven't fussy cut before, it to fussy cut, you just need a really good pair of scissors, and then just kind of, I go ahead and I move the image around where I'm cutting, so it's easier for me to kind of get in the spots I want to. So it's really, it's up to you how you want to fussy cut. Okay, so now this is all cut out, and we're going to put this together. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lay this down, and I was going to have it go this way, but I really think that it flows better this way. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. And how I'm going to glue it down is I'm actually going to leave these sticking up, and the rest of this is going to be glued down. So right through here is where it's going to be adhered down. So I'm just kind of getting my glue in there. Alrighty, okay, and then I'm going to lay this flat part up against this part here, right there. Excuse me, guys. And that's going to come in like that. So you can see that it's not like the bottom kind of lifts a little bit, which I like, and then this part kind of lifts a little bit, which I kind of like. So, and then this little guy, I'm going to go ahead and glue him down because it's kind of wanting to pop up there, and I don't want him to get messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Next, I have these flowers, and so I'm going to have them cascading up like this. So I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if I want it, yeah, I like it with the pink. And then, okay. So we're going to go ahead and lay this down, and I'm just going to go ahead, and you can take your leaves off if you don't like the leaves. I like the leaves. I think they are really pretty, and so I'm just going to leave them on there. Now I'm not laying them on top of the mat. Okay, I'm laying them to the side, all right, because I don't want to, in case my photos want to reach the edge or, whatever, I have room to tuck them under there. Same thing with this. I have room to tuck my photo underneath here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use these hearts, and I decided to go ahead and place this heart right here. Now I'm not going to glue this here and here because I want my picture to fit under there. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to glue here and up and through here. and this part here. Okay, so not a lot of glue, but you do need some. And then I'm just going to lay it, really it like this. There we go. And then here I brought in some flowers, so we're going to go ahead and lay this one down across the heart like this. So we're going to put some glue here and then on the stem. I did cut the stem down, and I'm going to go ahead and lay that down like that. Oh, I forgot to, you know what? I forgot to put some ink on there. So you can put your ink on. I totally forgot. I just want to ink it a little bit so it stands out. There we go. And then this little guy is going to go right here. It's going to butt up against that. I still want to be able to see this little heart here, so that's why I'm putting him kind of cattywampus to the side so I can see that little heart. And then we're going to put in some words. So the words I picked from that pad, that sentiment pad, is beautiful moment. And so I am going to go ahead and use some foam tape for this. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and put these up on top. And I'm just going to lay that like right next to here. And I do want my, and I'm just going to put this one next to it. Just like that. And there we go. So pretty. I absolutely love how this turned out. This turned out so pretty. I love it. So yeah, so there's that. And I think we're done, you guys. Okay, so we finished these two beautiful layouts, and I hope that you guys were inspired to try this. I really think these turned out so gorgeous, and I'm excited to even put these in a frame. They're just so pretty. And so I hope that you guys liked them. We used the two chipboard pieces. We used one full one here and one on the other one. We went ahead and used some sentiments that we got from our notepad that we had from a previous kit. We went ahead and used most of the flowers that we had. I think I have a few left. Let's see here. Yeah, I've got like these left, but we used the other package. And then we also went ahead and made these to where these flip open and you can put photos inside. I think that's super cool. And yeah, these are just beautiful. So I hope that you guys were inspired today. Thank you so much for joining me. And I have the link down below for you. So if you want to go ahead and check out the shop, you are more than welcome to. And also, don't forget to join us on Jolie Cafe Club. Y'all, you can win a prize, okay? You can win prizes by loading up your projects to the mood board for every month. So every month we have a mood board, and you can get on there and load up your project if it, coordinates with the mood board, and you are able to win a prize. So I hope that you guys join us over there. You can also join me on Mad Crafting Skills. And so I'm super excited to have you guys join us. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining me today, y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and head on over to Trace Jolie to check out their shop. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, and join me Friday nights at 4:30 Central Time